Hello everyone, this is Wolven Sister, and I'm back with another little walkthrough thing. This one you can see that I'm working on Chapter 4 cover to my Moonlit Dawn comic series, which is published by Insane Comics. I know, right? It's published in both print and digital formats. Links are always in the description below where you want to get in. They're always provided at the end of the video too. But anyway, for this, I decided to go with the whole grayscaling method. I don't know what the actual term is. I just call it a grayscaling method. And basically what it is you find, usually you have like your own base color for whatever works when you're doing digital art. But with this one, you basically want to pick a very in between gray color between white and black, and then you just go darker and darker to add in the details and the features until you eventually get to black, and then once you can't get any darker anymore, then you start to go lighter for the highlights and everything, and then you start adding in color. And usually the colors are added on different layers, like on overlay or soft light or hard light or multiply and screen and all that other fun stuff. If you'd like, I can definitely do a grayscaling tutorial if anyone's interested. I do plan on making a fur flow tutorial because people have been asking me how I do fur and everything. So I'll do that. And yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions or, you guys want to see other types of tutorials, this is what I do. I don't mind helping people because, I had to learn from other tutorials and I had to learn from people. So, I have no problem passing along what I learned. Now, be aware, everyone has their own different way of doing things. So if you find out the way I do things may not work for you, that's perfectly fine. There is no right and wrong answer when it comes to doing art. I always say that and I always stand by it. People may say, oh, you need to do it this way, or you have to do it that way, or doing it wrong. In my opinion, it's art. And art is a very broad term and it's for many different individuals. So if you find that my tutorials may not help you, that's totally fine. Just keep on looking and keep on pursuing for a tutorial that may help you, because it most likely is out there. So for this, I decided to do the Eternal Sisters, as they're called in the comic. Chapter 4 basically explains about their past and their origin story, and how they got that rift between them and everything. Why Essence has one tail when Myrna has two tails, and they're both sisters. It's like, why is that? Well, okay, you're basically getting all those answers in Chapter 4. And you're also getting some more questions, probably. But anyway, so I wanted to cover that basically represented the sisters. I didn't want them. I didn't want a cover that put predetermined emotions in the viewer's head. Like let's just say if I made this a happy cover, like both of the sisters are smiling or whatever, I feel like that would have ruined the expectation of the reader, because they might be expecting a happier storyline or a happier, or that the sisters are just happy-go-lucky goofballs, and it's like, no. These are goddesses. It's serious, and if you understand what I mean, and they're goddesses. So I wanted to represent their majesty, their whole regalness correctly. And so I wanted to keep away from happy, angry, sad. I wanted to keep away from backgrounds, really, from landscape backgrounds, because I just wanted this to be simple, because I'm going back to the sisters' roots on this one. So that's just what I wanted. So I decided to just have the sisters howling, because I haven't done a howling cover yet, and it's been a long time since I've done a howling picture, and this felt very nice. And this, I was sick in bed, and I was having a fever and just not feeling well at all. And I was drawing, because drawing is like the only thing that makes you feel better, except for coffee. But can't really have coffee when you have a fever and you can barely keep anything down. So I was just drawing and this popped up, and I was like, this will be the cover. And I tried drawing the Celtic knots on my own, and oh my god, Celtic knots are like the hardest thing to draw. I really need to get a book that teaches me how to draw them. But what I used was a brush from this website called Obsidian Dawn, and it's a brush that provides custom brushes for you to download and use in your art programs. If you'd like, I can provide a link in the description below if you want to check it out. The brushes are totally free to use. I think you can use them for GIMP and Photoshop and I think a couple other programs, but I can definitely leave a link in the description below so that you can take a look at Obsidian Dawn. They have so many types of different custom brushes. They have, a lot. I go there a lot for the Celtic knot brush that I did for this one. And I don't see the problem with people using custom brushes. In my opinion, it's okay to use brushes. Just don't make it look like you're using brushes. So I think that's totally fine. I mean, the brush I use for the fur, it's a custom-made brush. I think I got it for free from one of the DeviantArt users. I don't know what the brush is called, but I got it for free from one of the DeviantArt users. And it's a brush. It's a fur brush, and you could call it quote-unquote cheating, but I mean, if you draw traditionally, you're using a huge variety of different brushes to get the texture that you want. So I don't see what the big problem is. I think as long as you just turn it into your own and you make it look like you're not using brushes, that's when I think you're using it right. It's just when you're like, oh, I'm using a tree brush, and you just plant it back there. And it obviously looks like you didn't draw it. You have to go through and draw with like a pencil, with like one of those marker or airbrush, preloaded brushes that are already in Photoshop or GIMP or whatever, or MS Paint or whatever, and go through and make it look like your own, make it look like in your style. Because if you just plant a realistic looking tree brush, it's like, well, that doesn't match your other drawings. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit off subject. So yeah, I mean, chapter 4, it explains about the sisters, and I think it's very exciting. It still keeps the very serious tone of the story, but it's still pretty long. So it doesn't keep the sisters as the total focus. It just helps you dive into the mythical tale world more, helps you understand its lore more, and you're basically learning this along with the main characters a little bit. And that's what I basically wanted. I mean, you still are gonna be, you still are gonna see the main characters. You are gonna see Mischief and Joker handle this, and what they're gonna do and everything. And I'm really excited about chapter 5. Chapter 5 is gonna be a lot of fun. I really wish. It is such. I think it's hard being a creator because you can't give away any spoilers. It's like, oh my god, it's killing me inside. Because there's so many things I want to tell you, but I can't. Because it'll ruin the story, and I have to keep you guys guessing. I have to keep you guys coming back with something. But I'm trying to pop out. I'm trying to crank out these comics as fast as I can to get that. But here's the finished product. And if you guys would like, you're more than welcome to check out its bigger version or previous comic issues at the website at www.moonlitdawncomic.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave your comments, questions, concerns, and suggestions below. I'll see you guys next time.